Hello and welcome back to the channel. Carrols, established by Herb Slotnick in 1960, rapidly became a household name across upstate New York throughout the ensuing 2 decades. Its distinctive yellow slug mascot characterized the early days, capturing the attention of customers. Among its menu offerings, the club burger emerged as a bestseller, further cementing Carrols' popularity. With approximately 150 households primarily situated in New York and Pennsylvania, Carrols initially enjoyed a dominant position in its market. However, as competition intensified, particularly with the emergence of other fast food chains, Carrols sought to adapt. In 1975, recognizing the shifting landscape, Carrols struck a strategic deal with Burger King, a move that would significantly alter its trajectory. Converting many of its locations into Burger King franchises, Carrols transitioned into the largest franchise owner of Burger King restaurants, marking a notable shift in its operational focus. Despite the ambitious partnership, challenges persisted though, eventually leading to the closure of the last remaining Carrols restaurant in 1981. This closure marked the end of an era in the once thriving fast food chain, leaving behind a legacy of nostalgia and fond memories for many patrons. And meanwhile, Rack's Roast Beef, originally known as Jack's Roast Beef upon its inception by Jack Roachman in 1967 in Springfield, Ohio, embarked on a journey fraught with both success and setbacks. Initially operating as a regional chain with a presence in Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois, and also Kentucky, Rack's Roast Beef expanded its footprint rapidly, boasting 504 locations across 38 states at its peak. And despite its widespread reach, though, financial difficulties plagued the company, prompting multiple declarations of bankruptcy. Throughout the early 1990s, as the fast food landscape evolved and consumer preferences shifted, Rack's Roast Beef struggled to maintain its footing. Despite attempts to rejuvenate the brand through new advertising campaigns, the chain continued to face challenges, leading to the closure of numerous locations. While some Rack's Roast Beef outlets still persist today, predominantly in the middle of the country, the once prominent chain has largely faded into obscurity. Its heyday remembered fondly by those who enjoyed its signature roast beef sandwiches and distinctive dining experience. Noggles, initially a flourishing Mexican food and burger chain in the vibrant dining landscapes of Southern California, entered the scene in 1970 under the guise of a former partner of Del Taco. With its inception, Noggles quickly gained traction and popularity among locals, offering a tantalizing menu that combined Mexican-inspired flavors with classic American fare. By 1979, the chain had embarked on a remarkable expansion journey, boasting an impressive network of 275 locations across the region. However, the trajectory of Noggles took a significant turn when it merged with Del Taco, a move aimed at further solidifying its market presence and enhancing its offerings. While Del Taco incorporated some of Noggles' beloved menu items into its own repertoire, the majority of Noggles locations faced closure within 7 years following the merger. This downturn culminated in the shuttering of the last remaining Noggles establishment in Carson City, Nevada by 1955, marking the end of an era for a once prominent chain. Meanwhile, though, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips, named after the renowned British actor renowned for his role opposite Shirley Temple, embarked on its own journey of expansion and prominence. Founded in 1969, Arthur Treacher's rapidly gained popularity throughout the 1970s, captivating diners with its delectable fish and chips offerings. However, the chain encountered challenges as the price of cod, a staple ingredient in its signature dish, surged during this period, rendering it economically unsustainable to maintain its affordability. In response to these economic pressures, Arthur Treacher's underwent a series of ownership changes, with Miss Paul stepping in to acquire the restaurant in 1979. Subsequently, a more cost-effective fish option was introduced, eliciting dissatisfaction among consumers and sparking boycotts. Despite subsequent shifts in ownership, including landing under the umbrella of Nathan's Famous, the once thriving Arthur Treacher's chain experienced a decline in its fortunes. While Nathan's Famous retains the trademark and there have been discussions regarding a potential revival, the legacy of Arthur Treacher's is preserved primarily through a solitary, freestanding location situated in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. This remaining outpost serves as a nostalgic reminder of the chain's storied past, evoking memories of its heyday when diners savored the crispiness of its fish and chips against the backdrop of its distinctive British-inspired branding. White Tower, originating as an imitation of White Castle restaurants in 1926, was founded in Wisconsin. Known for its distinctive White Castle-like architecture, the chain aimed to provide affordable burgers to blue-collar workers. At its peak, White Tower boasted 230 locations. However, as urban populations shifted to the suburbs, the chain experienced a decline, with only 80 restaurants remaining by the late 1970s. By 2005, White Tower had disappeared entirely, with its trademark expiring. Dog n' Suds was a chain of hot dog and root beer drive-ins that proliferated across the Midwest during the 60s and 70s, originating in '53. Recognizable by its iconic red and yellow butterfly wing building and mascots, a floppy-eared dog sporting a chef's hat, the chain became a popular hangout for teenagers. By 1968, it had expanded to 600 restaurants across 38 states. Although the Dog n' Suds brand was sold in '74 and faced decline, franchise owners in Lafayette, Louisiana, acquired the trademark and identity rights, preserving its legacy. Today, a dozen restaurants, mainly situated in the central United States, continue to serve coney dogs and creamy root beer, albeit on a smaller scale compared to its heyday. Sandy's Drive-In, founded in 1956 by a group of friends who were franchise owners from McDonald's, offered a similar fast food experience with a Scottish-themed twist. Despite early success, financial constraints prevented substantial television advertising, giving competitors an edge. In 1971, the company sold the Hardee's, initially planning to maintain Sandy's as a division. However, by 1973, 90% of locations had been converted to Hardee's. The last remaining Sandy's location transitioned to Hardee's in 1979, marking the end of the Sandy's chain. Harry Duncan's chain of Little Tavern hamburger shops, known for their motto, "By the Bag," originated in 1927 with the first location in Louisville, Kentucky. The success of this establishment led to the rapid expansion of Little Taverns across Kentucky, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C., serving quick bites on busy street corners. At its peak, nearly 50 locations offered their renowned Heaven's Burgers, sold in white paper sacks. However, increased competition from larger fast food chains eventually led to the closure of Little Taverns, with the last one shutting down in 2008. Foreign Keys, a family-owned chain established by brothers Harold and Bernard Ernstine in 1962 in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, gained popularity for its three signature sandwiches: the Big Wink, the Great One, and the Great Rounder, along with hot dogs. This success was bolstered by their meat company, Jiffy Steak, which supplied meat to McDonald's. With 15-cent hamburgers, the chain expanded to 42 stores across Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and even Ohio by 1977. However, economic challenges forced them to file for bankruptcy in '82, ending their two-decade run. Biff Burger Drive-In, founded in the mid-1950s by brother Bruce and Earl Bain in Clearwater, Florida, initially thrived as a chain known for its 100% beef burgers and innovative roto-broil cooking process. With over 125 franchises spanning from Florida to Canada, the Biff Burger stood for best in fast food. However, by the late 1970s, the national Biff Burger system and its associated restaurants ceased operations. Only two franchises persisted, with just one retaining the original name and architectural style. Unfortunately, the last remaining Biff Burger, located in St. Petersburg, Florida, closed its doors permanently in 2021. That's all from us today for this video. For more similar content, subscribe to Vintage.